This is a big one. This is a real big one. Montreal needs to prove that they can still be the team that they were at the start of the season. The Winnipeg Jets need to prove that they are still the team that they were last season. The Jets just had a players only meeting, and I don't know what other things they can pull out of their bag of tricks in order to get their team back to clicking again. Scott Arneal is going to have to pull the car over to the side of the road.
You kids can't keep your heads to yourself. I'm going to turn this car around. That's it. Back to Winnipeg.
Jets are in Montreal tonight. This game, for some reason, feels like it's heavier than what it really is. If Montreal wins, they could be back in second place in the Atlantic. I know it's crazy, but this game has a little bit of everything, so let's talk about it. The second game in a back-to-back, can Montreal perform better than they did last night? You hope so, because that's not a very high bar to clear. Was it a wake-up call? Was this, several wake-up calls at this point? In the post-game interviews, they're saying all the right things. They realize what they're doing wrong. They need better goaltending. They need to have better defense. So put your money where your mouth is and just do it. Before we get into the recap again, thank you guys so much for being so supportive. Read all your comments on the post that I put out earlier today. And I mean, that's some good stuff, man. That's the good stuff. If you're not already part of the community, consider subscribing. I'd love to have you as one of our community members. If you're already subscribed, don't worry about it. You can hit that like button. Helps me out with search results, probably. So where do we start? La formation de départ, perhaps? And there is a little bit of a change, I believe. Nos attaquants, our forwards. We got Caulfield, Suzuki, Bolduc, Slavkovsky, Kapanen, and Demidov, Texier, Evans, Anderson, Davidson. So that means Florian's out tonight. Veleno and Gallagher. No défenseur, our defensemen. Matheson, Dobson, Struble, Hudson, Jacques, Carrier. Et nos gardiens ce soir, c'est Jakub Dobesh. Montembeau's sitting this one out. So that's the lineup tonight. I don't know if Bolduc did end up playing with Caulfield and Suzuki after the first shift. Texier ends up moving to the second line, and Slavkovsky joins his two bros on the first line. What is it? Big bro, medium bro, and little bro? So tonight, the Canadiens had a tribute to Andrei Markov. It was really nice. It was touching. They do this right every single time. And Markov had an incredible speech that they didn't show on Sportsnet. Why did they not do that? They had a pregame segment where a bunch of talking heads just yammered on, but they didn't show the Markov tribute. I thought that was a huge bummer because I was waiting for it. And for whatever reason, Rogers canceled RDS in my subscription, so I don't have it. But let's kick things off in the first period. Right away, you're noticing Dobesh is different. He's looking sharp, tracking, looking very in the zone. Things feel different. As I was saying, Bolduc was listed as playing with Suzuki and Caulfield tonight, but after the face-off, he's been playing on the fourth line with Veleno and Davidson, and it's kind of working. We then see Struble put one off the post. You wish this one would have went in because maybe that's going to be the goal that cracks everything open.
Here's Hudson with it. Over to Struble. Put it off the post.
But Comrie is playing like prime Dominic Hasek. And of course he is. Backup, Montreal? Why do we have such problems with backups? Like there was points of this game, I felt like if Hellebuck was playing, the Habs would be up by 5. Now, Lowry steamrolls Carrier behind the net. Guess what? He's going to have to answer the bell for that.
We said this game heated up, and it has. A center ice.
Arbor Xhekaj and Lowry, big boys. Lowry is 6'5". This is going to be a pretty good fight, but Xhekaj ends up coming out on top. When Lowry goes down, he doesn't look like he really wants to get back up. Not sure if Lowry was at the end of a shift here, but yeah, I think he had enough. Carrier seemed fine. He didn't miss any shifts as far as I know. So things are rolling along pretty good for the Canadiens. They're putting up shots on net. They look different. They look fresh. So of course that means Mark Scheifele is going to score and make it 1-0.
Connor knocks it by Thompson. Catches up to it. Matheson got that. Scheifele scores.
It had to be Scheifele. So again, the rush play, Matheson and Dobson. Well, Dobson gets put into the blender here. You really wish that somebody would have come in and picked up Scheifele on the trail, because what happened here was Dobson and Matheson were stuck defending against 3 attackers. So 1-0 for the Jets. No big deal. We move on. That's going to do it for the first, though. Shots are 10-11 for the Canadiens so far. 1-0 for the Jets. Second period starts. Texier is playing on the second line now, and he's had some opportunities. He's also created some opportunities. And I don't know what to think about this, but I'm happy for Texier. Does look a little bit shy, maybe not the most physical presence, but he definitely plays at the game's pace. Now we get this cool shot. I really like this shot. We're seeing Bolduc and what he's seeing en route to Comrie. He puts one on Comrie, but he's going to need a tougher one than that to figure him out because he's been on fire tonight. Now, Lane Hutson is going to draw a penalty. We get to see if the Habs can continue their at-home success on the power play. And that's recent at-home success because they were having a hard time previous to the game yesterday. And they do figure out Comrie.
Caulfield, top the board, Suzuki will stop it. Suzuki, to Caulfield, and scores!
Power play goal, Slavkovsky making it 1-1. He is hot. Little bro is hot. He's had a great few games. He's really come alive when the rest of the team has died and come alive in such a way that he's getting rewarded with points instead of, making hard plays, winning battles, and then not getting the assist. He's on pace for 28 goals this year. You have to remember, he's 21 years old. Now, on the other side of the sheet, Slavkovsky is doing a good job defending. His stick broke and now he's in the defensive zone, pushing around opponents and plastering them up against the boards. But after some sustained zone time, the Jets are going to strike again.
It down low, hits the broken stick. Blarney in front, Connors scores! Kyle Connor!
That's Kyle Connor making it 2-1. Dobson again here, watching 2 attackers. Caulfield and Matheson are in no man's land, which is really disappointing to see. That's okay, they just need to come back and respond. The only problem is Comrie's been looking really good tonight. Can they figure him out?
Jay will take out for it. Gets to center and dumps it in. Demidov goes after the puck in the corner. Demidov scores! Kapanen!
Yes, they can. Kapanen makes it 2-2. Tied it up again. Texier dumps the puck in here. He knows that it's going to go around and find Demidov. Demidov, huge play, strong play here. Getting in front of Josh Morrissey. Josh Morrissey. The Josh Morrissey. So he does a strong play against Morrissey, spins around, gets it in front to Kapanen. Huge goal. Kapanen is now, is he tied for first? 1 second. Kapanen is tied for first for goals. Demidov is tied for first for points. 4 rookies. That's going to do it for the second period. Shots are now 23-19 in favor of the Jets. 2-2 though. We're going into the third period. Third period starts. Now Perfetti gets clipped and he embellishes the call, goes down like he's been assassinated. I know I said this last video as well, but it feels old school to say, but you don't need to do this. I hate seeing this. The officials will detect that you've been hit. Don't got to go down like that. It doesn't belong in the sport. Montreal proceeds to look great on the PK. I think this will probably get overlooked because they only had to kill 2 penalties. Same with the Jets, which they didn't do. They killed 1. But Montreal looked great on both PKs. And Dobesh continues to look good and dialed in. So is Comrie, though. Unfortunately, he robs Caulfield again. Before the end of the third, Hutson is trying to save us from overtime, but can't get past Comrie. 3 periods didn't solve anything. We're headed to OT. Joe Veleno, Suzuki, and Hutson start things off in OT, and I gotta tell you, when I saw Veleno out there, I had my doubts, but he has won 7 of 9 faceoffs tonight. He doesn't win this one though. Now we see Comrie stoning Demidov. Can't believe he was able to get the glove save on that one. Just over the pad, he was dangling his glove. Comrie, man, he is on one. Then we see a 3-on-1. Somehow no one can find the puck here. And just like too many passes, man. Just put it in. Come on, cripes. And then after this, of course, it goes the other way, kind of embarrassingly. And luckily, the Habs were saved because they went in offside. Now it's Suzuki, Caulfield, and Matheson's turn to have like all the bad luck in the world. Matheson takes the feed and it's all over unless his stick breaks, which it does. I think this was the 3rd stick of the game for Matheson. People are online are saying, does he have like some sort of a strict contract with whoever provides his stick? Because like otherwise, just get out of that contract. Use a different stick. So OT doesn't do it either. We're off to the dreaded shootout. I'm going to save you all the hassle. Caulfield is the first to go. Have a look.
Caulfield cuts wide. All the way almost to the boards. Galbeck into the slot, speeds up, scores!
So the first to go, but the only one that mattered. Dobesh stands tall against Connor, Scheifele, and Velarde, and the Habs win it in the shootout. Now, I don't think it can be understated that Dobesh played a great game tonight. 29 saves plus, solid in the shootout, hard-fought game. This game was battling back and forth. Both teams, the Habs came out on top. You could tell that both teams wanted it. There was not a lot of extended zone time sequences. It was back and forth often. So I think everybody's legs are going to be pretty tired tomorrow. But this win felt good. And it was just what the doctor ordered. The Jets also needed one. You got to give them credit. They tried, and Comrie, oh my gosh, he looked incredible tonight. So I can go on and talk more about this game. I think that everybody had a pretty good game generally. Everyone has things that they need to work on. Even Slavkovsky, who had a great game, had some giveaways and some errant passes that I didn't like. Same goes for Demidov. But the play that he did get the puck to Kapanen for that goal, I mean, that was just a super play. Great heads up pass to Kapanen. You love to see it. So that's going to do it for me, guys. I got to head to bed. Big day tomorrow. Thanks again so much for your support, and you guys know what to do. Hit that like button. Helps me out with search results, watch page things, something like that, the algorithm. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you as part of the community. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.